So, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm very glad that we have a chief guest today who has spoken about such an important subject. And thank you, Dr. Sunil from SAM as well. You have set the tone that what is BRSR and why the organization needs to have mission and vision for the long term to achieve their sustainability goals. But I think for doing everything, today's discussion is about BRSR. So if I need to talk about the framework definitely for the audience. So guys, the BRSR is a framework which Indian companies to report on their environmental, social and governance disclosures, which we call ESG. So if you see the BRSR, it demonstrate corporate the company's commitments to nation building and sustainability by in a very transparent manner, and it is also communicating its performance to its stakeholders. So this is the difference you can see between CSR, which we used to do earlier, the terminology we were using, corporate social responsibility. But when we talk about ESG, this is beyond because it mentioned involved the performance of the organization about its environmental performance, social, and its economic. So it's a triple bottom line, a complete protocol of all these three parameters. Next. Yeah. So I think the background which our honorable chief guest has already given some glimpses of that how the journey of BRSR in India has been introduced by Ministry of Corporate and Affairs in 2011. So we were just looking into some national voluntary guidelines that time, but the SEBI has introduced then. If you see earlier, it was for the thousands, 100 companies. Now the guidelines have been come for the 1,000 listed companies by the market capitalization, just to include, BRSR in their annual reports. So it has become a mandate for 1,000 listed companies. Apart from that, if you see the funds in India, which contribute only around 0.05% of the global assets in the sustainable funds, even out of eight ESG funds in India, six were launched in COVID era in 2020. So thereby indicating the increasing focus and appetite for sustainable investing. Even you can see due to climate scenario, global warming, we are discussing about this Mother Earth temperature and the expectations, we are having impacts of the global warming. So there's a lot of, the buzz all around globally about this ESG. So even the entire social media is full of, this ESG jobs, ESG investing. So this is what the BRSR has, come up with the guidelines and very well set framework for the Indian market to bring a responsible framework for India where companies can contribute their responsibility towards their nation about environmental as well as economy as well as their social endeavors. And I would also like to mention here that our Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi, he also acknowledged, this particular ERS framework of BRSR for making the companies for their transformation in a responsible manner, how they will change their vision and do the transition in a very sustainable business manner. So let me tell you the BRSR framework, it comprises of three very important sections when we talk about the disclosures. So one is about your journal disclosures, and second is your management and process disclosures. And third one is about the principal voice performance disclosures, which are basically nothing. It's just a nine principles which has been designed in a very well settled framework. And each principle gives you a lot of insight about all the disclosures, what should be mandatory and what should be voluntary.